Hello, and welcome to Church Administration 202 Online. My name is Steve Googe, and over the next 10 weeks, we will have the opportunity to learn from each other about church administration. Thank you for joining us for this class. Church Administration 202 is offered by Fruitland Baptist Bible College, and the successful completion of this class perhaps will help a student earn an associate's degree. We will be looking at this material over the next several weeks. My prayer is that for each of you students, you will gain much to help you in your field of service where you're serving the Lord Jesus Christ. For after all, that's our objective, to be effective ministers of Christ. Now I'd like to spend a few moments introducing myself to you. Hopefully, each of you have taken an opportunity to introduce yourself to the class members through our forum on week number 1. So let me spend a few moments telling you about myself. I think you deserve to know who will be instructing you. Many of you had me for 201 last quarter, and so you will know a little bit about me. But for those of you that may be new to the class, let me share with you that my name is Steve Googe. I was born in North Carolina in a little place called Statesville, and moved to Spruce Pine soon after birth. That is what I consider to be my hometown. Today I live in Taylorsville, Kentucky. I live close to my 2 daughters and 6 grandchildren. I'm married to Wanda. We recently celebrated our 45th wedding anniversary, and what a blessing it is to have a wonderful spouse like Wanda. I mentioned earlier that my 2 daughters live in Kentucky. One lives in Taylorsville, the other daughter lives in Frankfort. And I have 6 wonderful grandchildren from 14 down to 5. My educational background includes a degree from Western Carolina University, where I actually did a double major in social science and in psychology. Then I went to Fort Worth, Texas, where I enrolled at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. I earned 2 degrees there, one a Master of Divinity, and the second a Master of Art in Religious Education. A few years later, I enrolled at Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky, where I was able to earn a Doctor of Ministries degree. My experience includes being a pastor for 37 years. I always loved being a pastor. It was my joy. It was a privilege to be a pastor. Then I moved into a different ministry role, and that is as a director of missions. I served the Brushy Mountain Baptist Association in Wilkesboro, North Carolina for over 5 years. Now I'm semi-retired, living in Taylorsville, Kentucky. I teach for Fruitland Baptist Bible College. I also have taught for Foothills Baptist College and Seminary, and have had the opportunity to be engaged in many wonderful occasions of continuing education. I want you to know that I have a commitment to you as a student. I want you to do the very best work that you're capable of doing, because I believe you are called into the most important endeavor in the world. That is, to be a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. You may be a lay person, you're still a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. You may be a pastor, you are a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And my commitment to you is to help you to succeed in this class and ultimately to succeed as the minister you've been called to be. Now in our next slide, I want to introduce the class to you. If you do not have your syllabus in hand, it would be a good idea to pause the recording at this point and get the syllabus so that you can have it in hand to follow along as I share with you the requirements for this course. Now, with your syllabus in hand, let's go over the requirements for this course. First, I want to just point out on page number 1 the instructional objectives. Number 1, to have an understanding of John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. I think you will find this most helpful. And then know the structural and procedural differences between committees and teams, and then to develop your own understanding of which is the most effective in a local church. Understand the competencies that are required for successful ministry. Each of us needs to have a set of skills that we can use and become even more competent in our work. Then understand how to officiate at funerals, weddings, baptisms, and the Lord's Supper. Then number 5, know how to use values, mission, vision, structure, and strategies in the planning process. It's the high-impact ministry model developed by the Baptist State Convention of North Carolina. Then understand the fundamentals of Robert's Rules of Order and how to preside at a business meeting. I understand a number of years ago, Dr. Kenneth Ridings, former president of Fruitland Baptist Bible College and influential instructor for many years at the institution, I understand that he required, as president, every student to have some contact with Robert's Rules of Order. Now, I understand that this is not the most interesting study that you'll ever have, but it will be important for you to know how to preside at business meetings, and then know how to identify and manage the intensity levels of conflict. I wish someone had taken time to talk to me about conflict and how to diffuse it, how to manage it. And we're going to do just that. You'll be able to identify the intensity levels of conflict and then learn how to manage it. And then have an understanding of the true objective of church administration, and that is creating a disciple-making culture. And we'll talk a lot about discipleship. Now, the required texts, one is John C. Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within You. It's a very easy read, and I think that you will gain much from this book. John Maxwell really taught me most everything I know about leadership. I hope you can use him as a mentor through his books. And then Henry M. Robert III and others have written the book Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised in brief. That will be our second textbook. Then our third is a free publication. It's called The New Minister's Manual by Paul W. Powell, and you will see in your syllabus on page number 2 a link that will help you access that resource. Now, in addition to this, I want to just mention to you that there are internet and video resources available to you. There are links to the interactive video assignments which are provided for you each week. This is to just simply make it easier for you to gain access to the resources. To connect to the link for a specific lesson, simply go to the week corresponding to the assignment due date on Moodle and click on that assignment. There will be opportunities for interaction with your professor. I want to be available to you for one-on-one conversations upon request. Using free technology provided by Skype, FaceTime, or by telephone, I would look forward to being in contact with you and connecting with you. And so if at any time you would like to schedule a time of interaction, please feel free to do so. And by the way, you can also contact me by email, and that probably is the easiest way to get in touch with me. Then I want to talk about the course requirements and assignments. I don't know any better way to do this than to just really kind of read through part of your syllabus with you. Textbook reading and study questions. Students are required to read textbooks as assigned. The schedule of weekly reading assignments and textbook study questions can be found in your syllabus on the tentative agenda of class sessions and assignments. That's on page 10. We will go over that page in just a few moments. There will be questions on the midterm and final examinations regarding whether the student has completed the reading assignments. Failure to read thoroughly all assigned materials will result in a reduction of one's grade. Quizzes will be composed of questions that will be taken both from lectures and textbook reading assignments and can be accessed through Moodle. Quizzes will be open from Monday through Saturday at 11:55 of the assignment week. Now, these exams are open book, open notes, open Bibles, and I tease some of my students by saying open minds. However, there will be a time limit, and only one attempt will be permitted this term. Once Moodle closes a quiz, there are no makeups permitted. There are 2 major exams. There will be a midterm exam, and there will be a final exam. These exams, again, are open book, notes, and Bibles. Here again, there will be a time limit. Exams will be made up of a combination of multiple choice, short answers, true or false, and essay questions. The final exam is not comprehensive. It covers material after week 5. Then you will submit textbook study questions from Developing the Leader Within You. Study questions for each chapter in Maxwell's books are due the week that the chapter is assigned for reading. Students should type the questions and answers before submitting through Moodle. Study questions will be submitted as late as 11:55 the Saturday of assignment week. Study questions are available on the course page, the front page of your Moodle. There is a spiritual formation project that will be required of each student. Ministry preparation and the Christian life require more than academic exercises. Students must learn to grow through spiritual formation, theological reflection, and critical thinking that challenges their practices and presumptions. With this in mind, each student will complete this kind of project, and in it you will write a 5 to 6 page essay and discuss the content of the paper with a mentor. There will be a period of personal reflection and evaluation. Reflect on this course. To integrate your academic studies with your walk of faith, reflect on the content of the course and evaluate your life in light of what you've learned. What are the themes, principles, or concepts in this course that are most significant to you personally? And why is it significant? What portion of the course brought this theme, principle, concept to light? The third step in this particular part of the paper is to think about your past. Why is it now vital for you to deal with and apply this theme, principle, or concept? And then step 4, how should this affect your thoughts and reactions, and what specific steps should you take to apply what you've learned? Write your answers to the above questions in full paragraph form in academic style. You'll want to then give a copy of this reflection paper to your mentor. The mentor is someone that you will select that will help you and to guide you through an evaluation of this paper. Then community reflection and interaction. Interview this mentor. Since the Holy Spirit uses the input of others to guide and develop His people, interview a mentor according to the following principles. Well, who should you interview? Well, someone with whom you have a reasonably close relationship. Someone who is a mature Christian ministry leader, that is, a pastor, minister of education, a youth pastor. Someone who is not a family member. You'll want to identify this mentor early in the course and give him or her the page entitled Guidelines for Mentors, found on page 11 of your syllabus. And then focus on the interview. Your interview should focus on the issues and questions you raised in your essay. For example, what feedback can your mentor give you in response to your essay? In light of the course content, are the conclusions you made appropriate? Why or why not? What additional advice, deeper insights, or broader applications might he or she suggest from his or her own life and ministry? Now, you need to conduct this interview in person. Then the third part of the paper is a synthesis and application. Draw final conclusions. Having reflected on the course and having discussed it with your mentor, section number 1 should be the essay that you gave your mentor for the interview. Section 2, comments on your interview. Explain what you discussed and the insights you gained from your mentor. What were the mentor's comments regarding your essay? What advice did he or she give? How did his or her comments expand or correct your application of the course? Now you want to include the person's name, occupation, and the length of the interview. Then section 3 is a conclusion. You conclude with a synthesis of what you've learned. Answer the following questions. If your mentor corrected any thoughts in your pastoral reflection and evaluation essay, how do you feel about those corrections? Do you agree or disagree? Why? Synthesizing your thoughts from section 1 and your mentor's insights in section 2, what final conclusions have you reached? How is this different from section number 1? And then, in light of the interview and further reflection, what additional specific changes need to occur in your life and what concrete steps will you take to implement them. Section 2 and 3 should be approximately 2 to 3 pages in length. The overall length of the paper is to be 5 to 6 pages. Now, the grade for this assignment is 20% of your total grade, but it will not be based on the amount of spiritual fruit, quote unquote, you describe. So do not exaggerate or trivialize what you've learned. The primary grading criteria is that you have thoroughly considered the principles of the course and realistically sought to apply them to your life. If you've done this, and you followed the suggested format and met the minimum requirements as noted above, you will earn the full points for this assignment. Then another assignment is a paper on Robert's Rules of Order. You will read Robert's Rules of Order newly revised in brief, and you also will watch a video entitled How Meetings Work. It's available on week number 7. Students will answer 10 questions about parliamentary procedure and submit them with a cover sheet. This assignment should be no more than 3 pages long. Questions are posted on the Moodle home page. That's your course front page. There also will be 2 case study discussion forums. Students need to participate in these case study forums. You will write a 200-word original post in response to a case study that I will post online. And then you will write 2 150-word responses to other classmates as they post their original post. The original post is due on Wednesday by 11:55 p.m. on assignment week, and replies to other students need to be posted on Saturday at 11:55 p.m. of that week. Interactive PowerPoint lectures, videos, and activities are a part of the class, and these will help make the learning atmosphere more dynamic. Each week, students will watch 1 or more brief PowerPoint lectures, or in some cases, a video or written presentation. The interactive assignment are coded with the week number and a letter corresponding with the number of assignment for that week. For example, the first assignment for week 1 is 1A. The interactive assignment for week 4 is 4A. That's the first assignment for the week. And 4B, the second assignment for that week. After carefully watching each video presentation, there will be a few questions and or projects to create an interactive environment. The purpose is to present course content and interactive material that will help the student apply the material under consideration and then also connect with the professor. You will find a glossary of leadership terms. Again, this will be found on the front page of Moodle. And if you would like to earn extra credit, you will see that you'll need to read a book, The Conviction to Lead by Albert Mohler. It's an excellent source of information. Now let me share with you course grading. Quizzes will make up 10%. Spiritual Formation Project 20%. And remember, you will get full credit for this if you just follow the format and do what I ask. The paper on Robert's Rules will be 10%. Midterm will be 15%, and the final exam 15%. The textbook study questions that you will submit weekly will be 10%. Case study discussion forums 10%, and interactive activities 10%. Now, I give feedback on your written assignments. The comments will help you understand my desire for your paper and how you can improve on the next submission. It's very important for you to read every message sent from your professor. From time to time, a Moodle message on your home screen or email may be sent to you. It would be wise to pay special attention to these messages. Now, you will notice the grading scale that Fruitland Baptist Bible College has used for many years. And you also will notice my policy about a late submission of work. There will be a 20% deduction for late work unless you have a documented emergency. And a documented emergency simply means that the instructor will be notified, preferably prior to the due date of an assignment. and usually email is the best way to do that. Now, I would encourage you to read the policies for Church Administration 202. I won't spend a lot of time on this. However, I will just mention to you in A, under that section, no makeup assignments will be accepted after the 9th week. So if you miss an assignment, even though you will perhaps receive a 20% deduction on it, I would encourage you to submit it, but it must be submitted prior to or simultaneously with week number 9. An incomplete grade is granted only under extenuating circumstances and only by the approval of the instructor. You must communicate with me. Now please remember this. Your instructor does not give grades. Students earn them. Students will receive only what they earn. And here's another important piece of information. Respect for divergent views must be understood. Guidelines for this class, particularly when we're dealing with case study forums. You notice the writing guidelines. I would just simply ask you to be sure that in everything that you present to me that you have a title page, and that title page includes the information that I ask for. Be sure that your name is on your material. And now on page 10 you will see the tentative agenda of class sessions and assignments. You'll see the topics and PowerPoint lectures. Each of these will be presented during the week that is listed to the left in the extreme left-hand column. And then your reading assignment is clearly delineated for you. You will notice that MAX stands for Maxwell's book, and then Powell, of course, and then Robert. You'll see those listed according to the reading assignment. In addition to the reading assignment, there is the glossary of terms that you want to be familiar with, and I have numbered each one of the terms in the glossary, so you can just simply be familiar with those that are numbered. Then you will notice on the right-hand column, you will find the assignment due. Everything that is due will be placed in that assignment due column. This will just help you keep up. Then page number 11 is your guideline for your mentor that you will present along with your essay. Well, I realize that has taken us a long time to go through, but I wanted to be thorough with it. If you have questions concerning the syllabus, do not hesitate to contact me, and I will be happy to try to eliminate the confusion. I look forward to a great quarter with you. Let's do our best work for the Lord Jesus Christ this quarter, because in doing our best work now, we will do great work for the kingdom later. I've been praying for each one of you. I've been praying that God will use this class to be a great assistance to you in ministry. God bless you. I look forward to our class.